Welcome back to Elemental Yoga. Today we're going to be working on our intestinal health and just sort of kind of like getting our bodies moving a little, getting things flowing. And as always, if you're new to the sequence or new to the channel, definitely give the description below a quick read. That way there might be modifications or, little reminders, examples, things like that you might want to know for the sequence. Okay, we're going to start in our comfortable cross-legged seated position. Just make sure that you're sitting nice and tall. If it's a little too tight for your hips, maybe grab a block or pillow and sit right on that. Have your palms up over the knees. Roll those shoulders up and down the back and let the eyes begin to close. Feel your pelvis tucked under slightly, chest a little puffed, really reaching tall through that crown of your head. And today we're not going to force our breath, we're simply just sitting in the awareness of breathing. First, we just simply focus on in and out for every breath. Just being aware of every inhale, of every exhale. In and out. Second, we begin to become aware of the length of our breath. Notice if it's rapid, never any judgment. You may still be in an anxious state or hyped up from something before. Notice if the breath is already nice and smooth and long. And again, that's all we're doing, just becoming aware of the length. Every time our breath goes in and out. The longer we spend time sitting and just being aware of the breath, it will begin to smooth out on its own and become more relaxed. Through the breath, we get to remain in that present moment. It's our one constant, so focusing there keeps us right here, the here and now. Still watching every breath in, every breath out. With your next few breaths, just give your body that scan from head to toe. This time now being aware of our bodies, how they're feeling, becoming aware of any muscles or joints, any injuries or soreness. And that way you can respect that throughout your entire practice. Gently roll the shoulders forwards a few times. Nice big but slow movements. And then roll them backwards a few, just allowing our bodies to wake up. Beginning just a few deep breaths to allow that as your shoulders relax. With a few gentle blinks, allow the eyes to open up and start by bringing your hands to the mat in front of you and then walk them over to the right side, just going in for a gentle twist. That right arm reaches further behind the body. The left hand can be used against the knee to help push a bit deeper. Make sure to keep your shoulders nice and wide and open, still sitting tall. You can always take your gaze towards the back, but any neck issues, just keep your gaze forwards. Begin to walk the hands back to the center and over to the left this time. Left hand comes further behind you, right hand against the knee to help push a bit deeper. And again, you can take your gaze to the back. And then walk your hands back to the center. And on our next inhale, you're going to puff that chest forwards and start to draw a circle with your chest towards the back, rounding it when you get there. Continue with that nice body roll movement. As big or small movements as you need, just make sure you're adding as much of your body into this movement. Add the shoulders, puff that chest, maybe gaze to the ceiling on that inhale. And as you exhale, round that back, hunch the shoulders a bit, tuck the chin to the chest. And then begin to roll in the opposite direction. Always got to keep that balance within the body. You do one side, you got to do the other. And rolling your way back to the center. You're going to take your knees and just swing them to the sides. You can come right up to a neutral tabletop. Wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. On your first inhale, sink your stomach down towards the mat, tilt the head and pelvis up, squeeze those shoulder blades together, and exhale, rise, reach high through that mid-back, shoulder blades push apart a bit, and tuck that chin to your chest. Inhale, sink, really feel that pelvis tipping up here, and exhale, rise, pelvis tucking under. Inhale, sink. And exhale, rise. Another inhale, sink. And on that next natural exhale, come back to your neutral tabletop. Taking your right arm, you're going to twist and reach it up to the ceiling with a gentle twist. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, bring that right hand underneath the left arm. Bring your head and shoulder down towards the mat. If this is enough, just remain here, but if you do want to add a deeper twist, take that left arm, reach it up towards the ceiling, and then bend it behind the back as if you're trying to grab a hold of that right thigh. Make sure here that you are twisting more with your upper back. That way you're not really just cranking your shoulder in a way that it may not be comfortable and where it doesn't want to go. And then begin to unravel from the pose, lifting your way back up. And on your next inhale, reach that left arm all the way up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, bring that left hand underneath the right, bringing that head and shoulder back down to the mat. Again, if you want to add that deeper twist, you can reach that right arm up to the ceiling, bend it behind the back, and pretend that you're trying to grab a hold of that left thigh, unless you already can. Make sure that your shoulders are still opening up, twisting more with that upper back rather than torquing your shoulder. And begin to unravel from the pose, nice and gentle, coming back to your neutral tabletop. Place all that nice weight into your hands, step both feet out behind you, high plank. Just bring a bit of heat to the body. Make sure you're slightly rounding through that upper back, hips a bit parallel to the mat. Deep breath here. And begin to walk your feet towards the hands. This way you can just gently roll up to standing. From here, we're going to inhale the arms up and exhale, forward folds. Bend the knees as much as you need so your palms are flat to the mat. Relax the neck. Inhale, hands to shins, lift halfway up. Squeeze those shoulder blades together for a nice flat back. Reach the crown of your head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. One more time, inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, lift halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Taking that left foot, we're going to step it out behind us, lift up on our toes, and turn to face that side of your mat. You can always take a bit of a wider stance if you need here. We're going to take our left hand, place it down to the center of the mat, reaching that right arm all the way up for a nice light twist. You can always take your gaze to the ceiling, but if that's too much for your neck or any neck issues like arthritis, just relax the neck, let it hang a bit more. A few deep breaths here, really try to feel that twist happening with the back, rather than just reaching with the shoulder. And then bring that right arm down to meet the left, and then reach that left arm all the way up. Remember to feel that twist happening in the back rather than just reaching the arm. Just 2 nice breaths. And then bring that left hand down to meet the right. Heel toe your feet back together. And just roll your way back up to standing. Inhale the arms up and grab a hold of that left wrist with the right hand, and then begin to reach it over to the right side as you exhale, a nice little side bend. If this is too much, you can always drop that right hand down the leg, a little bit of extra stability here, your choice. Take your gaze to the ceiling, keep those shoulders still relaxed. On your next inhale, both arms reach up, this time grabbing your right wrist with the left hand, and as you exhale, reach to that left side, nice side body stretch. Again, you can always drop that left arm down the leg for extra stability. Really use that breath to open the side body, let everything expand. On your next inhale, arms back up, and exhale, hands to heart center. If you're still sideways, just turn to face the front of your mat, and we're gonna inhale, arms up, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, lift halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. One more inhale, arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Here we're going to step our feet a bit more than hip width distance apart with the heels turned in slightly. Inhale, puff that chest. And exhale, begin to squat all the way down to Malasana. Now here in Malasana, still with your hands at heart center, you want to maybe use those elbows to help push the knees apart a little more, allowing those hips to really open up and have your butt sink down a little bit more between the ankles. Always, if this is too much, you can place a block or whatnot underneath to just keep yourself lifted a bit more. 2 breaths here. Try to feel that back nice and flat. Keep those shoulder blades squeezing together. Now bring your hands down to the mat in front and just bring your knees to the mat. Untuck the toes and open up the knees a little bit so we can sit back on our heels and take child's pose by reaching those arms forwards, forehead to the mat. Here we always want to make a note to keep child's pose still that little bit active by feeling the shoulder blades dropping down the back as the crown of the head reaches forwards. It really helps to feel that nice lengthening happening with the spine here. One more nice deep breath. And then just simply walk the hands towards you, lifting your way up. Swing those knees to the side and kick the feet out in front. This way we can come all the way down on our backs with the knees to the chest and give them that nice tight squeeze. Straighten that left leg down the mat, keeping the right knee to the chest. Hang on to it and then just start to draw little circles with the knees. It's our wind relieving pose, allowing just some of that pressure to the intestines, massaging it, and make sure to go in both directions with those little circles. Always keep that balance in our hips and our body. And then stopping back in the center, let that right knee drop to the left side for a nice gentle twist. Reaching that right arm out to the side. Always try to see if you can still feel that right shoulder pressing against the mat below. And because of doing that, your right knee will probably most likely not reach all the way to the ground. Or if so, maybe you're just that extremely flexible in the spine, but most likely that's not going to happen. So don't try to force anything that is very uncomfortable or painful to the body. Just allow it to sort of rest, allow gravity to take it. Lifting that knee back up, straighten it down the mat, and of course bring that left knee towards the chest, hug it tight, and then start to draw little circles with the knee. Again, still making sure to go in both directions. And then stopping back in the center, allow that left knee to drop to that right side, reaching the left arm out to the side. Again, no need to force anything, let gravity take it. Still try to feel that left shoulder pressing against the mat below. Even be aware here maybe of what side might be tighter than the other. Sometimes as we gain that body awareness, it'll let us know maybe some habits that we might do during the day that's allowing that one side to be tighter than the other. And that way you can always hold stretches on that tight side a little bit longer and eventually gain that balance back into the body. And begin to lift that left knee back up, straighten it down the mat, just give your legs a little bit of a wiggle. And then here we're going to bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet together, and allow the knees to drop open for our supine bound angle pose. If this ever gets too much, of course you can just straighten the legs down the mat. If not, just remain here. Drop your arms down by your sides, palms facing up, tuck those shoulder blades underneath. Allow the eyes to softly close and take one nice deep inhale in and exhale through the mouth. Allow your mind to come back to that breath, especially if it wandered away during the class. Still watching every inhale, every exhale. Even be aware of the length of your breath at this point, and see if there have been any changes from when you started the class. Is maybe your breath more rapid due to just simply your heart racing during the sequence? Or is your breath more smooth and slow? You've gained relaxation throughout the class. See how your body's feeling with every breath. What lifts up, what sinks. Just be aware of how the breath flows through your body. Let the breath guide you to any tight spots. And always make sure to acknowledge where in your body feels nice and strong or loose and open. As always, there's never any judgment. It's just simply be aware. Gently start to bring the knees back together and straighten them down the mat. Give the fingers and toes a bit of a wiggle. Rock the head a little side to side. Once again, reach those arms up above the head. Take a nice long body stretch. And leaving that right arm where it is, bring the left hand to the stomach. Bend at the knees and eyes still closed. Roll over to that right side, resting for a moment in the fetal position. Give yourself a nice breath here. And then begin to use the hands, still eyes closed, lifting your weight back up to that comfortable cross-legged seated position. Sitting nice and tall with those palms up over the knees, shoulders relaxed. Begin to exhale all remaining air. Take one deep inhale through the nose and sigh through the mouth. Here we're going to bring our hands to heart center. A few gentle blinks. Let your eyes begin to open. Namaste.